The Chronicles of Kente, weaving tradition through time. In the heart of the Ashanti Kingdom, in a village called Bonri, the people had a legacy that spanned centuries. It was the birthplace of the famed Kente cloth, a cultural symbol of the Ashanti people, woven with threads of history, morals, and deep meaning. This is the story of how the Kente cloth became more than just fabric, but a tapestry of wisdom and tradition passed through generations. The legend says that centuries ago, two brothers, Korogo and Amayo, discovered the art of weaving Kente cloth. One day, while hunting deep in the forest, they encountered a spider named Anansi weaving an intricate web between two trees. Amazed by the delicate patterns, they sat for hours watching the spider work, marveling at its craftsmanship. The brothers were inspired to recreate these patterns using thread, and from that moment, the tradition of Kente weaving was born. The brothers returned to Bonri and began weaving cloth using silk threads in vibrant colors. But Kente was more than just a beautiful fabric. Every pattern had a meaning, every color had a purpose. The Ashanti people used Kente to tell their stories, honor their ancestors, and express their cultural values. Years later, the village of Bonri was thriving, and Kente had become a symbol of royalty and prestige. The Queen Mother, Nana Yaa Asantewaa, known for her wisdom and courage, ruled the Ashanti people with grace. Nana Yaa wore Kente not just as a mark of royalty but as a reminder of the moral fabric that held her community together. One day, a great dispute arose between two clans in the Ashanti Kingdom. It was a battle over land, but in truth, it was a clash of pride. Each side refused to yield, and the kingdom teetered on the brink of civil war. Nana Yaa, seeing the danger, called for a meeting with the elders, bringing with her a piece of Kente cloth woven in a pattern called ebon, symbolizing protection, security, and peace. As the elders gathered, Nana Yaa held up the Kente cloth. "This cloth tells the story of unity and wisdom," she said. "Look at the threads. They are different in color and strength, yet they are woven together to create something beautiful and strong. Like the threads of Kente, we too must come together. Our differences make us stronger when bound by the values of integrity, respect, and peace." Her words, accompanied by the symbolism of the cloth, struck a chord with the elders. They saw that the Kente was more than fabric, it was a reflection of their values as a people. The clans agreed to put their differences aside and found a peaceful resolution, inspired by the Queen Mother's wisdom and the story told by the cloth. The lesson of Fatia Fata Kruma. Years later, during Ghana's struggle for independence from British colonial rule, the Kente cloth once again took on new meaning. The great leader, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, was preparing to marry Fatia, an Egyptian woman who shared his dream of a united Africa. Their union was controversial, as many Ghanaians believed he should marry a woman from his own country. To symbolize their unity, Nkrumah supporters wove a special Kente pattern called Fatia Fata Kruma. Fatia is fitting for Nkrumah. This Kente celebrated the marriage and the bond between Africa's rich cultural traditions. It became a symbol of the unity Nkrumah sought, not just for Ghana but for the whole African continent. The marriage and the cloth sent a powerful message to the people: love, unity, and solidarity know no borders. Just as the Kente threads came together from different sources to create something whole, so too could people from different cultures and backgrounds join together for a common cause. The moral and cultural significance of Kente. Kente cloth has always been more than just a material, it is a living, breathing representation of West African values. Each pattern tells a story of courage, unity, wisdom, or peace. The colors hold deep meanings: gold for royalty, blue for peace, green for fertility, and red for sacrifice. The story of Nana Yaa and Kwame Nkrumah are just two of the many woven into the fabric of Kente. It teaches us that our lives are interconnected, like the threads of cloth. Each decision, each act of kindness or courage, weaves into the larger tapestry of our communities. Moral lessons. 1. Unity in diversity. Like the threads of Kente, our differences make us stronger when bound by common values. 2. Wisdom and peace. Leaders must always seek peace and unity, using wisdom to resolve conflicts. 3. Cultural identity. The symbols and patterns of Kente remind us to honor our heritage and carry the lessons of the past into the future. 4. Sacrifice for the greater good. The story of Nkrumah and Fathia shows that love and unity can overcome boundaries and that sacrifices made for the good of others will always be honored. Kente cloth, in all its richness, weaves not just threads but the moral fabric of the Ashanti people and, by extension, West Africa. It reminds us that wealth is not in material possessions alone, but in the values we hold dear. This story blends historical figures, cultural artifacts like the Kente cloth, and moral lessons that teach unity, wisdom, and respect for tradition. It is a tale of how culture can inspire and guide the people through the challenges of life.